Welcome back to Sledgehammer Horror, guys. I am Ken Sledge.
And I'm Ashley Sledge.
And let's talk horror.
So today we're going to do a ranking on the 6 different Final Destination movies.
So what we're doing here is just ranking them on our certain tiers on what we think is the best to worst. So we're going to go from Williams Bloodworth, which obviously is number
top
1,
fucking tier.
Top tier. Most Alive Before We Die.
Mm-hmm.
We're all going to die. Don't F with that Mac Daddy.
And you don't even want to fuck with that Mac Daddy.
And in death, there is no escape. So
in death, there are no accidents, no coincidences, no mishaps.
You want to get us started with Final Destination? Where would that go for you?
The OG is top tier for me. Okay. I like the characters for the most part. We kind of talked about this already, but in the franchise itself, you have a lot of meatbags, you have a lot of perverts, you have a lot of people that you don't care about, and you just want death to get them, and that's kind of like it's satisfying for you. But I like Alex, I like Clear, I like their relationship, and it's nostalgia. I remember watching it, long time ago as a kid. So and I watched it all the time. So for me, it's top tier.
Yes. So for me, while I do like the first Final Destination movie, I do like this movie a lot. I think it's good. I think there's a lot of great things about it. It's not quite top tier for me, but it's Most Alive Before We Die.
Okay.
As a kid, I thought this movie was amazing. Mm-hmm. I thought it was fantastic. As you get older, obviously, and you watch through a critical lens, there are certain things about the movie that just drive me a little bit nuts, I guess. I do love the kills in this movie. I think the kills in this movie are top notch. I love the strangle kill with the wire. I think that's a great kill with his eyes turning red.
Honestly, who wasn't, after watching this, wasn't afraid, if they weren't already afraid before, to get on an airplane?
Right.
Like, I feel like this movie really messed with people.
Right. But the thing is, besides the kills, there's nothing really quite memorable. Like, you love Alex and Claire. You talked about that. I think they're just okay. Like, I think the characters are
compared to the characters and the rest of the franchise, like they're top tier for me.
Which I guess that's fair. I guess I can forgive you for that. So
you can. Thanks.
All right. So we talked about Final Destination. Now let's talk about Final Destination 2. Where does Final Destination 2 rank for you, love?
I'm going to say right below Most Alive Before We Die. Again, this is another one where they have more adults, not just your high schoolers that are getting killed off. I like the direction that they went into it. I think it's a pretty good sequel to the first one, even though you still have Clear, that they pull out of the insane asylum or whatever she was in, her padded room. And so it's still attached to the first one. Alex, he just gets killed off. So you don't really hear more about him, but I think it's a good sequel. And my favorite premonition is in this one.
Sure.
That log truck one. It scared the shit out of me. I couldn't even drive yet, and it still haunts me when I'm driving and there's a log truck, and I know that it haunts other people too, because there's literally like memes and there's bumper stickers, and so that's something that like sticks with people. Right. So yeah, it's gonna be right below the first one for me.
Okay. This one is a worthy successor, and if I'm choosing which one I would like to watch between the two, I'm probably going to go with Final Destination 2. I think the kills are better, but it's still in the same tier for me. This is still Most Alive Before We Die. A lot of the kills in this movie, they raised the stakes a little bit, but they kept everything extremely practical.
That's what I love about this too, is all the practicality that they use.
And this one, canon to me, is the only sequel to the first one. I feel like the other ones are more standalone.
They still
this one, however,
mention stuff from like the high school or whatever, but this one they actually
this is the only direct sequel to me. And I love that we actually think that we've defeated death in this one. When Kimberly's drowning and she comes back, new life, gets rid of death. Thank you, Tony Todd.
But the introduction of life that was not meant to be, that could invalidate the list. Force death to start anew.
But I just to find out the end when the grill explodes,
Yeah,
you
and then
can't
just starting
get
over
past
with it.
death.
Yeah.
That's something
Obviously,
you
it's
cannot
inevitable,
escape.
and you're always going. Yeah.
And you're just going to die.
You can't cheat death. There are no escapes.
So, and again, both of these movies, I think they're fine movies. I like both of these movies. This whole franchise, honestly, I really enjoy this whole franchise. But we're ranking in the scope of the franchise
itself.
So it's not like we're comparing these to other movies. We're
Right.
comparing them to the franchise itself. So while we are on that, you want to give us number 3? Where's number 3 go for you?
Number 3 is lower for me. I'm gonna go with Don't F with the Mac Daddy. Even though we'll talk about the one that I hate most in here in just a second. I felt like it was just more of the same. Like there wasn't anything that really stood out to me. Yeah, the roller coaster, premonition was cool and all, but there was nothing that great about it to me, I guess.
The only thing that everybody ever talks about, including us, is Ash and Ashlyn.
I love that kill. When we talk about our favorite kills, that's going to be on the list because I love that kill. It scares me.
Right. That's Ashley and Cecily.
Here we go. I did have that jumpsuit, but the track
both
suit,
of you did.
I know.
So and again though, when we talk about this movie, I feel the same way as you do. I feel like, I think this movie is fine. To me, I think the reason I can't put it any higher is when this movie came out to me, I'm going to put it in We're All Gonna Die.
Okay.
When it came out, this was more of a novelty to me because it was all about the DVD and the special features of choosing who dies and choosing who lives. And that really irritated me. Honestly, I didn't like it then. I don't like it now. I know I sound like I'm the get off my lawn guy right now, but it didn't do anything for me. And so that really gave my annoyance with the movie. I love the Ash and Ashlyn kill.
Yeah, that kill's really great. There's great kills. I mean, obviously, the Final Destination franchise, you say nothing else good about it. The kills are great.
Yes. And I do love, and this, and again, we'll talk about this more when you watch our premonition video, or if you've already watched our premonition video. But when I watch a Final Destination movie like 1 or 3, I already have a fear of planes. I already have a fear of roller coasters. Before I've even watched these movies, Final Destination 2 did something special with its premonition where it gave me a new fear.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this for everybody. Other people may have been terrified of driving behind log trucks before ever watching that movie.
True.
Respectable. I wasn't.
Yeah.
That wasn't a fear I had until I had watched Final Destination 2.
Mm-hmm.
So that movie created a fear for me. This one played on something that I was already scared of. So in a way, it didn't add anything to a fear for me because I'm already saying fuck roller coasters. I'm already in that boat. But it did look really good when you see how they did that. Like when you see how the whole kill itself is just absolutely phenomenally done, the premonition. And I like how this one has an ending premonition too, in the train station or the bus, train station.
The train,
yeah. I really like that premonition too. I thought that was really well done. So, well, let's get into the Final Destination 4 in 3D.
It's gonna be bottom tier in Death There's No Escape because there's no escaping this fucking movie. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, okay, I think these characters were probably the worst out of the entire franchise. Like they're just like over the top, like annoying, or they just really try to get up under your skin, I feel like.
Yeah.
And my biggest complaint is the CGI. Like
really bad.
It's so bad that the kills don't do anything for me. You have the NASCAR thing. It doesn't do anything for me. And because just the way it looks so bad. And
it looks terrible.
So it's like, I don't know. It looks, looks.
And every moment of that kill, the engine dropping, the thing going through the guy's mouth, like all of it, it's filmed for 3D and it's filmed with CGI and it looks bad.
Even the CGI blood, the one dude that I can't stand, I think he's the worst character out of all of them that gets his butthole sucked out of him. Like, and then you have that CGI blood coming through I don't know, whatever it is, the pool,
the pump in the pool
thing. Yeah. It looks so bad. I hate CGI blood. So there's not a whole lot that stands out to me in this one.
The only things that stand out to me in this one I'm with you. To me, in death, there's no escape for this one. But the things that stand out to me are Justin Welborn, obviously somebody that's a friend of ours that we care a lot about. He plays the racist in this movie. He has a great death in the movie. You know, the why can't we be friends?
Yeah, that is a positive for sure. Why can't we be friends? Like they did. That was a great song to choose for that.
Yes. And then George. I love George. I think that he's one of my favorite characters in the Final Destination franchise. I think that his character is underrated because of the film that he's in, but he's so easy to root for.
Yeah.
But in a movie where I'm with Ashley here, I hate every character in this movie, Justin Welborn included, but George stands out as one of those characters that's just like, this is a good dude. He's a really good guy. I really enjoy his character.
I think he just has such a small role that the rest of them just not shine because they're not outshining.
Right. They outshit him.
Yeah, they outshit him.
They outshit him in this movie. So the big part for me is it just didn't the way it looks.
Yeah.
The movie looks really bad. It looks terrible, and that has a lasting effect. Now, here's where the exception is and not the rule, because we have Final Destination 5, which was also filmed in 3D, that I don't think looks like dog shit upon watching later on. So where would you rank this one?
I'm going to rank this one the same as 1, because honestly, like if we did like a tier, or not a tier, but like a top 6 of these, 1 and 2 would probably be like interchangeable for me. Okay. Or not 1 and 2, 1 and 5.
I'm at number 1 and 2.
Yeah, at 1 and 2. Yeah. But they would be interchangeable for me. I was really shocked at how much I liked this movie because I didn't care for 4 that much. So when
we went into this movie with the lowest of expectations.
We really did. Like I had 0 expectations for this. And then when you get that plot twist, you're just like, that is fucking awesome. Like I loved it. Like they surprised me, and I like to be surprised. I like a plot twist to surprise me, as well as I really cared about our 2 leads. Like I really wanted them to go off and to Paris, and I wanted them to be able to be able to do her cooking thing, and so I don't know.
I agree. Sam and Molly.
Yeah.
That's like what Ashley was talking about, how she loved Alex and Clear from 1. That's how I felt about Sam and Molly in part 5.
Yeah.
And this is the one that I'm going to put in William Bloodworth. I think that Sam and Molly are my favorite final characters in the film. Now we talked about the final. We talk about the plot twist in this movie, and the plot twist is fucking awesome. Like it is so good. However, the rest of this movie is awesome. This movie made me laugh out loud at the funeral scene.
Did you just say my name? That's not funny.
People were the company.
I just came here with tragedies.
We're less of a company without them. We're not less of a family.
I see dead
We're less
people.
of a friend.
Like I love. Why did he say my name? I love that. The kills are gruesome. This one toys with the idea of maybe if you take another life, your life can be spared.
You shorted death. So you let death have somebody else in your place, and then you take their spot in the realm of the living, all the days and years that they've yet to live.
Which obviously there has to be rules, and you also get more of William's Bloodworth.
You get a lot more William Bloodworth.
You get him in a couple of different scenes, and that's great to me because 3 didn't have him in it at all. So that was another negative that I forgot to mention.
Yeah, 3 didn't have him at all. At least 4 had him as a voice. Or no, 3 had him as a voice. 4 he wasn't in at all.
Yeah.
So yeah. So with me, Final Destination 5 is my favorite in the franchise at this moment. And the kills in this one, the LASIK eye surgery.
Oh yeah.
Like such an amazing kill. Now the opening premonition doesn't look the greatest. There are points where that 3D looks bad.
But it's not horrible.
No, it looks 3D bad, not CGI bad.
Right.
Like they're popping out at you.
Well, in that like sheet metal
and then it cuts him in half and he comes right to the screen, like stuff like that doesn't look the greatest. But it doesn't look like fake blood. Like CGI blood's one of my absolute no-nos in the movie.
I just don't understand. Like blood to make blood like real, well, not real blood,
Practical.
like fake, like practical blood, it can't be that expensive.
No, I would think it would be cheaper than
Than to do
CGI.
the CGI way.
So we are now going to talk about Final Destination 6 Bloodline. So if you haven't seen it yet, make sure you're checking it out. But now Ashley is going to rank Final Destination Bloodlines.
So with Final Destination 6, I feel like I would rank it right in the middle. We're all gonna die. It wasn't my least favorite. I really did like the actors, the characters. I liked the family unit. I like the idea behind a lot of the kills, but they didn't look that good, kind of like in 4, so it took me out of them. But they would have been really great if there wasn't so much like CGI blood type stuff. And also I feel like there's nothing new brought to the franchise. I feel like it was a lot of the same. We've already seen people drown. We've already seen people get hit by logs. And the stuff that they did like try to bring new, it didn't make sense to me.
Right.
Like how they're not having premonitions and how now it just goes by the family from the oldest to the youngest. That didn't make any sense to me, and I didn't like it.
I'm going to completely agree. I have this one in the exact same. I have this and We're All Going to Die. I feel like it's right in the middle of the road for me.
Mhm.
I feel like you said, the CGI really brought this down. Like, that cannot be understated to us. The CGI in this was absolutely just terrible. Like, it was really bad.
Yeah.
And it really makes you appreciate 1 and 2 a lot more, especially watching a movie like this.
Mhm.
The ideas were good. I loved Eric.
He was definitely a comedic relief,
and
and
he
was
works
funny.
so well.
Yeah.
Tony's moment was so heartbreaking. I was literally crying. Like, I had to hold my face like this to keep the tears in my fucking eyes.
Mhm.
Him saying goodbye to all of us and how much he loved us and how life is precious and enjoy every second you have. It was all just so damn beautiful. And Tony is such a pillar. And I think
feel like Tony's performance is worth admission itself.
absolutely,
Just to see him in his last, his final days, and like you said, the way he was not Bloodsworth, but he was actually Tony Todd.
when he was saying those things, I felt like he was looking right at me, and I couldn't.
He was looking at me.
Right, true that. I couldn't keep the tears in, but overall, like I said, is it our favorite movie? No, but I've seen way worse movies this year.
Yeah.
And the movie is being very successful. It's making a lot of money, which is so
amazing.
good for the horror community. And Ashley and I, we don't want to see anything fail.
No.
Even if we didn't enjoy something, we so hope there's an audience out there for it.
I wouldn't even say that we didn't enjoy it.
No,
there's absolutely positives to the movie.
Yes.
I
I just feel like we were let down because the CGI was that bad.
Yeah.
Like, some of the kills had, like Ashley said, the ideas were fucking amazing. But the execution with the CGI,
it just sucked.
Dog
And it
shit.
took me out of it. And when it's like that, it's like almost funny,
mhm.
and it's not scary. And
The MRI kill was pretty dope.
it was cool.
That was cool.
A little far-fetched, but it was cool.
So again, we want to thank you guys so much for watching this. Final Destination is coming to a close. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this. Let us know in the comments how your tier ranking goes of this franchise. How do you rank this franchise overall and your favorite franchises? We would love to know that as well. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. It does help build the channel more than you know. And follow Sledgehammer Horror on social media. Those links are in the description as well. But until next time, keep talking horror.
Stay who you are.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.